What is going on? It is Gazbot. I'm a few minutes late, but I am powering on. Let me just share my window from Photoshop real quick, because I did not have that set up as well as it should be. Going into editor. I'm just a little box in the corner right now. So let me go ahead and open up window capture. Oh, thank you for the host, Lady Annalie, with your lovely zombie walker. I'm glad you enjoyed my little opening screen. All right, window capture. One momento. Photoshop. And that should be doing it. It should be, but it's not. I don't see anything. Let me see. Make that bigger. No. Please stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Let me try that again. Photoshop. Okay, there we go. Now we're doing it. All right, now we're playing with power. So, for those that don't know, I am Gazbot, although even if you don't know who I am, you're on the channel, it says Gazbot, blah. So we're here doing art, and this is Friday, which normally we start at 5:30. I'm a few minutes late today. I apologize for that. I'll explain why in a moment. But what we're doing today is sketching. I'm going to move my camera for myself and for you all. So I alternate between doing a sketch for myself. Uh-oh, a turkey lurkey. Mecha Gazbot. Oh, Lady Annalie, feel free to lurk around like a turkey. And yeah, I love that sound effect, if I do say so myself. I'm going to move my keyboard over here. Yeah, but normally we start at 5:30. We take requests, so if you have any, throw it in. We're not doing finished art, just doing sketching art today. And I'm going to do some stuff for myself, and then as I finish each one, I will take requests. I normally go to about 7, but I'll probably go in a little later today since I started later. Yeah, so hello to everybody who is here. Hello to everybody who is lurking. Hello to those in the future watching this on replay. And the reason I am running a little late today is because tomorrow I do a lot of comic conventions, horror conventions, sci-fi conventions, Power Ranger conventions, Godzilla conventions, but I also do a toy show. It's the San Jose Super Toy and Comic Book Show, I think is the full name, but everybody just calls it the San Jose Toy Show. And they have it a couple times a year, and it's very local to me. Hey, Airzuki, how you doing? Oh, there's Dolly Girl. I missed you. You gave me a little woo. Well, here's a woo back to you. So anyway, I'm doing that show tomorrow is where I was going with this. And, oh, that's a weird grid. I did not mean to make that. So I'm doing the show tomorrow. What is happening here? I did something strange. Let me erase this layer. I did not mean to do that. I just want a regular layer. I did something weird. I'm going to restart this. All right. Well, anyway, as I'm figuring this out, I will tell you what I was saying. The San Jose Toy Show is... it has comics, toys, and a little bit of art and other things. way to do weird layers. Good job, pal. Yeah, I don't even know how I did that, so I'm not sure how to undo it. I got my brush, opacity. I'll bring it up to 100%. Oh, I think it's this. Maybe that. Is that what I did? Nope. It's kind of an interesting effect, but it's not at all what I was going for. Let me see if I can erase that. And so the show is tomorrow, but I had to go and set up today. And I didn't even fully set up. I more or less just brought everything there and kind of threw it up real quick. I'm splitting the table with my buddy, the Big Dog. He's selling toys. I'm selling a few of my old toys, but also selling art. And it's about a half hour away, but on the way home, it was almost a 2-hour drive. So I just barely made it here in time. Is this working now? Oops, I have it on white. Let's see. No, it's still doing that. What a weird thing. I'm gonna just restart Photoshop and reshare. Let me... no. All right, I'm just going to completely reopen because clearly I hit some setting that I didn't mean to, and rather than sit here and try to figure out, we'll just turn it off and on again, as they would say on the IT crowd or anywhere, because it is actually just good advice. But as I keep interrupting myself, tomorrow it starts for early birds, I think, at 9, but they open to us at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to try to get there between 7 and 8 to like make everything pretty. Like I have everything I need there, but you know, I need to pretty it up. All right, so I'm going to make a new thing, and I want to make it a square, 9 by 9. Okay, create. And hopefully we won't have the same issue we had a minute ago. And we do. What have I done? What is happening? I don't understand what I've done. Well, here we go. Let's do some troubleshooting on this stream live. As I try to figure this out, I am taking requests, so if you have any thing you want to request, throw it out there in the chat. I do suggest you maybe do it on its own line in all caps or something, because sometimes I'll look at the request later on and be scrolling back through the chat, and it makes it easier for me to find if I do it that way. All right, let me see. Brush, everything seems okay here. Squares, yeah. If you want to see me draw squares, okay, done. There you go. That's one request filled. Funny. Smoothing, opacity, flow. Everything seems to be normal. I don't know why. You know what? Let me switch to pencil and see if that does it. Oh. Oh, I know what's happening. I figured it out. I'm an idiot. It's not that the brushes are weird. I made a new file, right? Here, I'll show you. I wanted it to be 9 by 9 inches. I made it 9 by 9 pixels so that I'm using a regular brush, but it's so zoomed in. This should work. Oh, hold on. I have to close this and make a new one. All right. Is this the one? Nope. Okay, let me just close all of these. I'm going to close all of these. Cancel. Oh, it wants me to save my squares. So the funny thing is I'm not even drawing squares. It's just so zoomed in that it because everything, no matter how smooth it is actually pixels. Whoa! Nice, nice chug icon there you got, Zuki. Those are some good. They were. I appreciate your your compliment on my squares. Canvas size. Yeah, Xavier, it is absolutely canvas size, which I am trying to create a new one right now. So thank you. If I didn't figure it out a second ago, you would have saved my butt. If you were here earlier, you could have saved something. Okay, 9 by 9 inches, 300, and I close. Okay, so everything else is closed. Make sure this is correct. 9 by 9 inches, 300, create. And look. Okay, now we're good. So it just took 5 minutes to figure out how to do the thing I do all day, every day. All right, so as I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and do a sketch for myself. The last stream I did, I was working on the Horror 4, my independent kaiju comic, and I did a little bit of werewolf sketching for an anthology book I'm going to be working on. But what happened on that stream is I finally hit affiliate. So once again, thank you to everybody involved in making that happen. The main thing, I had 50 followers, and then I had to have the streams and the certain amount of everything. Like I hit all the milestones, and now I'm an affiliate. So that's awesome, and thank you very much. And so this is my first stream since hitting affiliate, which is great that I started off being, late to my first affiliate stream. But what I'm going to be doing is spitballing ideas for icons, because once you become an affiliate, you could create icons, 3. I get to use all of them for free, and then when people subscribe, they get different tiers. So I could now take subscriptions and things like that. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking of some sort of robotic version of me, a Gazbot, maybe a pipe, because I like to say instead of hype, I say pipe. Like people are like hype, 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 but I'm like pipe, 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 pipe. Maybe I'll do something like that. But so that is going to be what I'm working on the in-betweens, thinking of possible emote icon ideas. But then after each concept, I will switch back to requests. So as I said before, throw out those requests and we'll get going on those. I'm going to bring this opacity on at 75. So icons have to be square. I didn't double check the like the DPI, the dimensions. Well, I guess the dimensions are square, but as far as like how the resolution and stuff like that, I didn't check. But I'm just doing like sort of sketchy ideas right now, so as long as it's square, it doesn't matter, because none of this will be finished art anyway. And I'm not 100% sure if I want it to literally be a robot Gaz, like a Gazbot, or Cyborg, or me as a Power Ranger, or not me at all. So I'm completely not thinking about, just drawing what comes to mind, as I'm not planning ahead very much to try to keep it loose. And eventually I'll have to go back in and really think about it and clean it up if I like the idea. But for now, I'm just trying to, I don't know, here's like some kind of robot-y looking android with a thumbs up maybe. And it could be like, okay. But I'll play with this idea for a minute, and then I will go to requests. Let me check the chat, make sure I didn't need to do this too. Oh, yeah, you got to do yours. It's sort of it's a good thing, because it's cool, because it's like, oh, I've achieved affiliate, I should do this. But then it's like, oh, here's a job I didn't think I was going to have. Do RoboGaz. Well, yeah, that is my first thought, so I'm kind of playing with that. But even just saying RoboGaz, there's different permutations and stuff. But I do agree with your general consensus. Ersuki, okay. Like Ultraman. Do the drawing I'm currently doing looks like Ultraman? Do me looking like Ultraman? Your request is Ultraman? There's so many ways to interpret that. And I will definitely choose the wrong way if left to my own devices. Let me see. I also like the idea of like an 80s kind of visor going over, which doesn't make sense for a robot, but whatever. None of it's going to make sense, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Put a little make that more of a smirk. Not a big, well, actually, I should make it bigger, I guess, huh? Like this. And then the chin should come down more if I'm going to be opening my mouth, because that's how anatomy works. When you smile, your jawbone moves down. The skull stays where it is. The jawbone moves down. That's your anatomy lesson for the day. And then put some kind of mechanically pieces on this. Oop, boop, jeep-bop, plomp, 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 boop, boop, cheep, beep, beep. Those are the sound effects, whether you want them or not. And then the thumb. Something's happening. Whoa! Thanks for the cheer, Zuki. Air Zuki, give me a cheer. Was that 10? Whoa! Bit hype. Nice, robot, appropriate. I appreciate everything that's happening and the way that it's happening. Thank you for that. All right, and then I'll put, let me erase that. I'm not, yeah, it's either not robot enough or too robot. Like, it's this, I think I'm hitting a weird area where it's not quite doing what I want it to do. Some kind of Brillo hair, like some kind of, I'd make that like a silvery metal hair or whatever. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Maybe if I throw a little, I'm not loving this. I'm going to throw some colors on it to see if that helps with the basic overall concept. But so far, calling this one, oops, a non-starter. Not the idea of me as a robot, but this particular way I'm doing it here. Let's see. Put a little blue, which can then be like a silver metal kind of thing. Airzuki, hey, on Streamlabs, you might want to move the event list. It's in the middle of the art. Oh, you're right. That hadn't been a problem because up to now I hadn't really had event lists. So I'm going to go ahead and try to move it. Hey, look, I'm moving it. Haha, real time. Actually, I want to also, you reminded me, I want to adjust the chat. I want to make it a bigger box because I was worried it was going to cover up the layers, but I'm not really showing layers. There you go. Hey, wow, magic. And then you're bigger too. I'm a magic man. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of red for the eyes maybe. No, you know what I'll do? I'll make this visor red. There we go. And I'll make the eyes white. Kloop. But you can't really see them behind there anyway. Teeth white. And then the hair be like a silver, grayish silver. Yeah, this whole thing is, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. It's the opposite of McDonald's. Oh, I should make the torso black, or at least very dark gray. Because I'm often wearing black t-shirts, as you could tell. Not 100% of the time, but 90% of the time I have a black t-shirt on. Xavier, that's an interesting emote. Like, woo! Dolly Girl, yes, dance magic dance. Dance a magic dance. Let's all remember Labyrinth. Put that magic spell on me, something, baby. Watch him, something. Probably rhymes with E. I'm going to duplicate this layer. And then bring that down to 50. And then combine. Merge down. Oops. Maybe the hair might work better if I put some little skinny strands, like little thin. I'll bring it way down to like a 14. Because I like the idea of it being like a Brillo-y kind of just metal mess on top. Similar with the sideburns here. All right, hand. We'll make. Actually, what if I made the hands flesh colored, even though everything else was like very metallic and metally? That'd be weird. But they still are like metal, kind of like if you ever watch Red Dwarf, kind of like Crichton, the robot in that. He's like all synthetic plastic metal and everything, but he has like flesh colored hands, but they're all boxy. Actually, this looks a lot. Now that I did that, it looks a lot like Crichton's hand. And then I'll put some. I'll just put a little shadow in. I'll instead of going real specific, I'll just do a cell shade over the whole thing with black. And once again, if you have any requests, throw them out. I'm probably not going to spend too long on this, so I'm probably going to be ready for a request very soon if anybody has one. If not, I'll just move on to another icon permutation in the meantime. So either way is fine with me. It's your show. I'm just here as a pair of hands. Drawing. All right, put some of them. I feel like I should probably put a different color on those like eye sockets, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Maybe I'll just put a little shadow on it. A little bit in the hair. And we'll bring this all down to 50. Maybe bring it down to 25. 50 seems a bit harsh. But because I want it to be robotic, I'll put a highlight as well, but only on the face. Oops. White. Like that. I see some chatter. What's going on? Airzuki, you still taking requests tonight? Yeah, I thought I was making it clear. Of course I'm taking requests. This is just what I'm doing in between. Mashdar, congrats on affiliate. Thank you very much, sir. You are part of the reason I am an affiliate, so thank you. Airzuki, you flush hands, no thanks. Watching this makes me feel how long it took me to accomplish this chug emote. Well, yeah, but it would take me a long time to do that chug emote too, because that's a work of, genius, masterpiece. This is just a quick little thing I'm throwing out there. All right, I'm gonna throw a background color in here, but I'm not loving it. But one thing I kind of like is the garish nature of it, the very like kind of ugly brightness of it. I sort of like, so I might continue that path. Makes me think of like 90s video games, like old Apogee, Commander Keen kind of stuff, if anybody ever played those back when it was like shareware and freeware and everything was like, oh, we've got, 16 colors now or 256 colors, let's use them all, but in a very garish way. Oh, this is not 100%. I was wondering why that wasn't coming up white. There we go. Better. And then maybe do a little bit of white outline. No. Maybe going with the theme, I will just do, oh, I'll put it white, but I'm going to make it lower opacity so it looks like a crappy gradient from the 90s. So it's like, womp. If I do decide to do the gradient, I would actually go back in and use a real gradient, but again, in not a great way. So it's less of a smooth transition of color, and it's more like lines of different shades next to each other, trying to create that illusion. Again, very, very 90s. I'm going to bring this down to 25% for the final one. I'm really just experimenting a lot at this point. Yeah, that's a bit too much with the way I did that, but I think you get the idea of what I'm going for if you remember that older art. Lol, chug genius. I'm going to take a sip of soda. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna call this done because I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's not gonna be used for anything other than this little doodle. Call it Gaz1. It's done. I'm erasing, and I don't think there's any. Requests, so I'm gonna go into another emote permutation. Oh, I just keep know. I think your emote should be an Ultraman U. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. Ultra Gaz, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So requests are open, but I'm not getting any right now. So I am going to go ahead and think of another emote permutation. And I think this time, excuse me, I think this time I will start with a word and build from there. So let's go with OK, because I think it's a nice general usable kind of thing. Because it could be like, okay, awesome, okay, shut up, okay, whatever. We'll start with okay. And we'll give it a word balloon so that we know it's going to be readable. And then we'll make the image actually smaller and in service of the okay word balloon. See how that goes. So leave this. I'll actually lock this layer. And then we'll just go into drawing. Sounds like Ultra Gaz is the request. Oh, I see. Well, maybe I'll do that for the next emote then, if there's nothing else. Dahlia Girl, draw guppy. The fish. What is a guppy other than a fish? Now I'm curious. Airzuki throws in a crazy mackerel. A guppy. I know what a guppy fish is, but what is there some other meaning for guppy that I'm unaware of? Or are you just covering your bases? Because you're not sure if there was something else. All right, so, and again, I'm not really thinking this out. I'm just like, oh, there's a hand, and that's not good. That's a little too weird. It is kind of like a bit egotistical of me that I'm like, well, the main one has to be of me, of course, which it doesn't, but that's just where my mind goes, because I'm an egomaniac. And this hand is gigantic compared to the head, so I'm going to shrink that a little bit. And then I'll bring the head not bigger, but up off the shoulders a little. And I guess I could cover the word balloon a little bit. That's not the end of the world. But I do like the ooh mouth, like ooh. Maybe it's like okay. Like maybe I'll have to do like this. Okay. Although that's not something I say. I realize I'm like, when have I ever been like okay? But yet I'm trying to make it this icon. I literally make it an icon. So that might not be the best idea. Let me take this down to 25%. Take another run at that. Erzuki, most Twitch emotes are to represent the streamer. That's normal. I just happen to be 3 cats. Okay. All right. Well, I don't feel so bad then. Let's see. So maybe I should be more like, okay, like excited, like okay, like that. Maybe I should be going for like, so like a big open mouth, ah, and like wide open eyes, yeah, and big old nostrils. Wow, I look like a maniac. I'm also not doing a good job with the robot part, but I'm just trying to think of the expression. This could also be good because it could be used like genuine, like, okay, but it could also be like, hey, I have a good idea. I'm going to, eat a fart sandwich. And I'll be like, okay, you do that, buddy. You eat that fart sandwich. All right. And then actually, I'm just going to get rid of this whole bottom layer completely. And maybe do like a thumbs up, like back like the original drawing I was doing. But keep it mostly off screen there. And then maybe I'll take this and use this basic framework to make more of a mecha Gaz kind of thing. Oh, I had at 52 opacity. I want to bring it up to 75. Urzuki is kind of hungry. A fart sandwich sounds good. No! Oh, well, I mean, okay! Yeah, I don't know. This whole okay thing I have doubts about, but I do like the way I'm placing the head and hand more, at least, in terms of... I've never really made an icon before, so this is partially, like, concept work, but partially, like, how do you make an icon? How, like, the graphic design element of it, so it'll be simple and readable and, that kind of thing. And I started... Yeah, Miem. I'm sort of drawing it like almost just like I'm putting plates and angleizing the lines of the cartoony version of my face I just did, as opposed to making it. Yeah, it is more. It does seem more like an android or a cyborg than a robot because I'm just taking the human features and making them sharper. Sharper image. All right, there's that. Maybe I'll just sort of make that 4 spikes and then like a plate of hair. Like almost like a helmet, like I've got my hair on. And these dots look weird, but maybe if I make them color, like make it, what color are my eyes? Kind of hazel. I guess I'll go like a dark green though. Nope, that's no good. I'm a robot. I'll make them red. No, yellow. Yeah, yellow. Yellowy orange. Like that. Or I could go the other way and make it all yellow with like a white dot. Maybe I'll try that in a minute. This is still not going to be a final thing, but I think this is more in the ballpark than the last one I did in terms of, again, not just the design of the robot Gazbot, but the sort of graphic design element of it, I think, is a little bit better. Yeah. All right, so let's see if I threw color. Can I get rid of that? Yeah, I'll just get rid of that. Take another sip, excuse me. Erzuki says, I like it. It looks like the other Gazbot from the album Gazbot X Mecha Gazbot. Available on SoundCloud. Wink. It's true. SoundCloud and Bandcamp for free. It's a 6-song EP you could check out from my old band, but it's my old band, but it's sort of a solo project because like it's 6 songs that I wrote, sing, and play guitar on, and then I have a bassist and a drummer helping me out. So I guess that is kind of more like a solo project, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is I did some songs, and it's called Gazbot, and you can find it online if you want it, and it's free. But the cover art, I did a mechanized version of myself, and this is in that ballpark, I agree. So let's see if I give it sort of a gray plate color, and then do a little bit more with the shine next time. Let's pretend that the whole face, the ears, everything that would be flesh, I'll make gray. Including the neck? Sure, including the neck, why not? And the hand. And we'll go back and revisit this in a minute, but just as a base. And I want to erase that because you're not supposed to see that. Because it's sort of like a finger, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's there's negative space and then there are finger hills. Hills? Finger hills. Where are you going? The Finger Hills. You better watch yourself. People come back and don't need gloves. What do you mean? Because they lose their hands? No, it's just very warm. You don't need gloves. It's fine. Oh, okay. All right, so then we'll put some white. We'll start off with white on the eyes with the yellow. Although, even as I'm doing it, I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm gonna flip this. I'm going to erase the yellow I put in there. I also kind of like it blank, but I'm going to experiment with the yellow. What's happening? Erzuki, what are you... She's cheering again! No gloves! One cheer for no gloves! You're cheer crazy, Zuki. Thank you very much. She's cheer crazy. Okay, the yellow I'm digging. And then if I put white... Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know if that's final design, but that's better than it was a minute ago. I think I also just colored that on top. Whatever. Okay. So I'll make the teeth white, even though... and then we'll put a... You know, we'll put sort of a maroon for the inside of the mouth, which isn't actually flesh, but maybe it was just painted differently on the inside, or it's like that's the primer color. And then the tongue will make like sort of a lightish gray. Well, there shouldn't be a tongue at all, I guess, but whatever, that's how it is for now. Maybe I'll put that same lightish gray on the top like of the hand just to break it up. And same thing with the ears. So it's all gray, but just putting in different colors. A little line on the neck there, the chin. Nose? Nah, that's too much. But then I'll go for hair. My hair is kind of brown. I guess I could keep it and just be metal brown. Or maybe I'll go for a little bit lighter. So it's sort of like a rusty color. Like a little bit lighter than my actual hair is. Now why is that coming up? It should be 100%. Let me see what am I on. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. There we go. Do. Mashtar. Mecha Gaz. Telegirl. It's alive, robot. It's alive, robot? It's alive. Because it kind of looks like Frankenstein colors? Or are you requesting something else that I'm misunderstanding? I think right now the only request I have is Guppy, which is a fish. Oh, Airzuki putting up a link to the SoundCloud music. I guess I could even play that for a second because I own it, so I don't have to worry about copyright stuff. But I wonder what happens if I click it. I'm going to find out. I click it. It opens up a window. And if I play it, let me just hit play. Oh boy, that's loud. Are you guys hearing that?
Here we come! There they go! People rise! 'Cause they know.
Alright, I brought it way down. Okay. Oh, I turned it down on OBS. How is it now? Let me see. Alright, you know, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this while I'm trying to... It's actually distracting to me. But anyway, you can find it. It's crappy garage rock, punky kind of stuff. But yeah, the link works. So check it out if you care. All right, let me get back to the drawing, which is what I'm supposed to be here for. And I'm gonna continue the theme of the dark shirt. It's I'm gonna use dark blue, although it's it's supposed to be black, but. And I think I'll leave the little seam lines in between, almost like a action figure, but robot action figure, very similar. But I'll put a little bit of gray in there, like maybe it's all gray underneath, and it was just painted to be the shirt. So, again, this is better than the other one. Oh, I put a background. Do I still want to do that crazy pink? Let me see. Let's see. Crazy pink. Oops, I lost OK. Why did I lose OK? There we go. Okay, maybe the pink is just too much. What if I put it down to 25? I don't think pink is working with the colors I have right now. Maybe I'll go blue. Like a cyan, like a bright, something like that. Maybe at 50. Maybe at 25. Maybe at 20. Nah, that's blended in too much. Green. Let's try green. There we go. Again, I don't know what it's going to be at the end of the day, but that's what it is right now. Erzuki, you should make the background transparent. Like that. Why is that? Square ones don't look as good. Okay, well then fine. No background. Done. But maybe I could still put like one of these things around it to pop it out a little bit. Like a color rim light or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure, but if I was going to make it not be. Oh, but if it's not a square, I probably want this okay to be a full circle and not be butting up against the square, because that won't make any sense because it'll be butting up against nothing. Let's see if I put that at 50. 25. Yeah, I don't know if I don't like that. We'll leave it out. But so then let me readjust the okay, because it should be a contained circle, I guess. Or you know what? Maybe I don't need the speech balloon. Let me just erase this all together. And then just okay. But it'll be on black, right? So I can't do this on black. This would have to be white or something. So let me for now, I'll just make it white. Oh, but then I can't see it. I'll make my background black. I'm learning, everybody. You're learning along with me. Here we go. I'm going to make the background black as it would be in the chat on Twitch, which is what we're building this for. So there's that. But then I need to make this white, so it looks like it's gone, but I put the black in. There we go. Okay! And I'll put a little one of these jams. Actually, if it's a robot, I'd rather it be like, I'm Gazbot. Okay. Now, though, that I'm looking at it on the black, it does look like it needs something like a outline around it, which for now I'll just make white to help pop it out a little bit. I don't know if that's how I would do it permanently. But the black, since I drew it with black line, I guess I could, I drew it with black line, but I guess I could draw it with, color holds so that there are no black lines at all. That's another option. But again, we're just experimenting right now, and I don't feel like redoing that. It's good enough for now. I could take it down to 50. Yeah, I'll leave it at maybe 75. Actually, I think it was best at 100. All right, so I will put a little bit of shine on the face, though, because that was part of what I wanted to do, is see about how to graphically represent the metallic nature of the face. So I'll do a shine, bring that down. I'll do this skinnier, and then we'll go in with a shadow and maybe like a super highlight of just like pure white. I might want to put some rivets in here too. I'll just do those with color, actually. Like a kind of a primitive robot. You can still see nuts and bolts and things. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yes. Oh, I missed a bunch here. He's a siren. Wait, what? I'm a siren to himself. Oh, that's an older one. You should make the background transparent. Yes. I likes the mint green. I like the green too, Dolly, but if I'm not doing a square, maybe I won't do that. Or maybe I do a smaller square. I don't know. I'll experiment with it. Yes, stroke it if you want. That sounds, that's what she said, literally. Or you can skip the bubble and just have the letters. That's what I did. That's what I did. Black or white. So you typically make letters and stroke them so you can see on it. Okay. Dolly girl, thank you. Some people have a light background though. Dolly likes this one. Thank you. You should go PNG Gaz, and some people don't use dark mode. Oh, so it's not. So then it's white for other people. So it needs a stroke either way, I guess is the thing. And yeah, I can save it as PNG with the final file format. Like right now, I'm just brainstorming, so I'm not worrying about how I'll export it eventually. But you're probably right that is the way to go eventually. Let me put a little shadow layer here. Goo-doo-doo-doo. And then maybe I'll go heavy shadow and heavy highlight after this. I know we have at least one request in the chat. I'm going to work on a request after this. If somebody has another one they want to throw out, feel free. And as I've said before, if you throw out a request like what I'm asking right now, and another cheer, Zuki, you're crazy. You crazy with the cheers. Let's get him big. Thank you very much. He's loading and evolving. Watch out. Xavier, yeah, so word balloon and no background. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll do word balloon, or if not, I'll at least stroke it, but I will keep that in mind for certain. But yeah, if you throw out a request at any point during the Twitch request live, I might go back to it later. So don't feel like you have to hold off or only say it when I'm requesting or whatever. It's always at some point I'll always say, what are the sketches requests, and look back to see what we had, which is also why it comes in handy if you put it in all caps or have it be its own line or something like that. All right. I want to keep working on this, but I feel like it's getting counterproductive because I'm just like finishing the art as opposed to working on the design idea. But I do want to put a little bit of shadow on the eyes like that. All right, I'm gonna stop for now. I mean, this isn't gonna. If I use this one, I'm still gonna have to redraw it. So I should stop working on it now. Let me give a save. Call it Gaz 2. All right, and we'll erase all of this. And let me look what's going on in chat for any requests other than the one I remember. So let's see. Let me scroll back a bit, make sure I didn't miss anything. La 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 la. Lady Annalie in the beginning. Turkey Lurkey. All right. Squares. And Mecha Gaz. Ultra Gaz. Mint Green. La 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 la. Where was the Guppy? I know Guppy was in here, but I don't see it. Well, I know Guppy was in here, and it was Guppy the fish. So, oh yeah, there it is. Draw Guppy the fish. And what's Zuki saying? My request is an Airzuki Moat Rough. Well, whatever you want. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with Guppy for now, and I have seen a Guppy in my life, but not recently, so I'm going to be rude and look past you, fine people, and open up another window on my screen over here that you can't see, and look up Guppy reference. Guppy fish. Guppy fish, to be specific. I'm gonna take a sip of soda while that opens. Little caffeine-free Coke Zero. If they ever want to sponsor me, I'd be happy to take some free cases. Okay. When a guppy fish having babies? No, I don't want videos of baby guppy fish being born. Okay. Oh, they're a little more colorful than I remember. Okay. Let's see. Guppy, guppy, guppy. Uh-oh. Why is this lagging? Oh, there we go. Red fire guppy. Oh, there's a fancy guppies. Yeah, I thought guppies were like, well, I guess they're freshwater. I thought they were kind of like goldfish where you could just throw them in a bowl, but now I'm thinking they're more like tropical fish where you actually have to have a heater and a filter and stuff. When I was a kid, I had fish tanks. My mom had them a lot too. So I used to know a lot about fish, but it's been years since I did anything with them. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is a assorted female fancy guppies. Oh, it's from the Petco site. I guess they're just showing you what the different ones are. Oh, it's actually, that's weird. They're selling it on Petco, but that's weird. It looks like a eBay listing, but it's for a fish that you could buy and have as a pet. All right, so I'm about ready for that. Let's see. They are fancy fish, says Dolly. They come in lots of different colors too. True. So I've chosen one, and I hope you like my choice. Let me make this. Oh man, come on, Petco, stop fighting me. There we go. So I haven't drawn. I don't know if I've ever drawn a guppy. I've drawn fish in general, but guppy not in quite some. No, guppy never. Fish sometimes, but when I draw fish, it's usually more of a generic. Oh, that's the wrong brush. More of a generic like background character. You know, somebody swimming in the ocean, so I throw some random fish, or I do a cartoon of the Little Mermaid, and need some fish in the background, or it's more comedy, and somebody's getting hit in the face with a mackerel, or like that kind of stuff. I very rarely am like, let me just draw a fish, let alone a specific fish, let alone a guppy. All right, I'm going to shrink that a little bit because it's kind of falling off the page. That's sort of the bare bones we're looking at here. What's it? A Mashstar RDF icon for my request. Airzuki, what's RDF? Mashstar. Oh, Gaz knows. It's the Robotech Defense Force, I believe. But I'm not going to do that. No offense. I don't like to flat out say no to requests usually. Usually it's, well, we'll see if I can get to it, see if we find something better. But I'm gonna specifically tell you why I'm not going to do it. Because it's just it's like a logo. Oh, what a cheer. Airzuki's cheering that I'm saying. Oh, Gaz knowledge hype. Okay. But the reason I'm saying I won't do it is because it's just a logo. It's like asking me to do a Nike swoosh or something. Now, I love Robotech, so I'm not saying don't ask for Robotech, but there's no creativity there. It's like, let me just do some shapes and directly copy exactly what I'm looking at on the other screen. So it wouldn't be a sketch. It would be me copying a logo that already exists. So I'm very open to requests of almost any kind, but that yeah, there's just nothing for me to do with it. And I suggest if you want something Robotech, ask for a character or a mech or something like that that I could have a little, creative freedom with. And I hope I have not offended you by outright saying no to your request because that is not my intention. Okay, what's going on? A cheer. Something more. I need to find that balance for you. Saying no to MASH. LOL. Yeah, because the timing is a little off. So I thought it was the cheer for knowledge. I thought it was like a cheer for saying no. All right. So there's the big fin on top, and then the fan tail. But then there's. Well, I guess the body goes down, and there's like a little, like the gut, torso area. But then there's. I feel like there should be another little flipper, but there's one that comes off right here. And then there's sort of a dorsal fin like this. But I want there to be one up here, like little Nemo style. And either there isn't, or it's so tiny and transparent that I can't see it in this photo. So I'm going to leave that for now. And I'll bring this layer down to 25%, bring this one to 50%, and then I'm going to zoom back in and make a new layer and get a little bit darker and change to my hard round pressure size, but keep it at 75% opacity. It's taking a sip. HK Xavier, I loved Robotech as a kid, as did I, and Mashstar too. I always wanted one of those suits to change in the motorcycles. Oh yeah, that was from like season 3. Yeah, those are awesome. They had a toy of that like back in the 80s or 90s, which I never had. I never even saw it in a store, like, but I know it existed. And then more recently, they did like these masterpiece, super expensive versions. And what was the main hero from that season? Because every season I want to say it was Scott Bernard. Yeah, Scott Bernard was like the main guy that drove that season. And his motorcycle came out, and it's like a 6-inch sort of Barbie doll figure that you could put the armor on, and you could have him ride the motorcycle, or you could fully armor him up. And I wasn't going to get it, and I was thinking about it, and it was kind of expensive, whatever. And then it was one of those things where it was like hundreds of dollars because they stopped making it, and they had other ones, but if you wanted him, good luck, you know. And a buddy of mine, who's a collector, who I won't name in case he doesn't want me to, he loves Robotech too, and he was getting rid of some stuff, and that was one of the pieces he was getting rid of. And he either never opened it or just opened it and had it on a shelf, and he basically was like, I'll sell it to you for what I paid for it, and he got it for retail. So while originally I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend that money on it, after it became, like 4 or 5 times what it went for originally on eBay, and it was impossible to get, him offering me that, it was a very nice gesture, and I did get it, and I do have it on display. Well, actually, I had it on display. It's now in a box next to the display case because when I moved, I haven't taken it out yet, but it will come out probably very soon, and it's very cool. Previously, I had displayed it with him on the bike, but I think when I do it this time, I'll actually make him in the mecha robot suit. All right, so some little guppers, little fins, and I'll definitely have to put a little color in this one because that's half of what makes it look like a guppy beyond just like a normal fish. Excuse me. Do 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 do. Ha ha. Yeah, it's funny. I didn't know until I didn't know until later that Robotech was adapted from some other cartoon being Macross, but I didn't know even after I knew that I didn't know until later that the 3 seasons of Robotech were 3 totally different TV shows. It blew my mind when I found that out. But it kind of makes sense because the stories like are so vastly different. But it was the same animation studio, so it kind of looks the same, And they refer to the other characters, but you don't really see them very often, if at all. Or if you do, it's like, oh, they're old now, or like come up with some way why they look different. So it's yeah, they did a good job of at least to an 80s child making 3 different shows seem like one show and kind of blend together pretty well. As an adult, it's a little more obvious, but it's interesting. And I know a lot of people that like the source material, like that's garbage and whatever. And fair enough, like if you love the original Japanese version and you think it's better, that's fine. But I marvel at the ingenuity of creating something completely new from the parts of something else at a time when we weren't really getting anime and stuff like that over here. So it was, I don't know. I find it's like a historical artifact the way it was created. Like it probably wouldn't happen again today, so it's even more unique. Guppers. Yeah, guppers. They were pretty sure if you used that as a ref, you could take some kind of electronic bike and make a. I think you're probably right, and I think we should work on that this summer. Lady Adelaide, fish. No, yeah, it should be fish. Somewhere in there. We're close. Xavier, also this makes me want Swedish fish. Ooh, yes, and Lady Annale, and me too. We all want Swedish fish. Yay, done with work. What? Oh, you're done with work. I didn't realize. Yeah, she's working from home. No more Excel sheets. Got to get out of here, Excel. Oh, so your request is for me to do an Excel sheet? Is that what you want? Could you send me some reference? But make sure the data is all correct, please. The eye on the fish is weird because I want to give it like personality, but it doesn't. I guess I could make it more cartoony, but I was sort of going for, my standard style is sort of like comic book realism, which I don't know if that's a real term, but it's like not as cartoony as like Disney or whatever, but it's certainly not super realistic either. It's sort of, comic book realism. You would see this fish, with Aquaman, but not with Bart Simpson, but also not with the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa doesn't hang out with fish very often. And there's a mouth there, but I can't really see it. A lot of fish, when their mouths are closed, it's like a flap, and it's like when it's closed, and then but when it's closed, I'll just sort of put a bit of a line there. But that looks like a smile. Hold on, just sort of some kind of indication. And then there's this. Uh-oh, somebody's. Erzuki's a turkey lurkey. I heard gobbles. I didn't know who, and now I know. She's done working, so she's done with us. Oh, I missed some stuff. I'm at work. Is slow. Whoa, I missed a lot of stuff. What? Automod, are you kidding me? Automod? Oh, I missed something. Shut your mouth. Feesh, quiche. I'm at work, but it's slow. Oh, well, it's bad that it's slow, but it's good that you don't have to pay too close attention, I suppose. Gaz has no idea how the mod is set up. Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. If somebody modded something, the only thing I have intentionally automated is the turkey lurkey, and I think that's it. Anyways, back to things. All right, get back to things. You lurk it up. I'm not hearing the turkey noise on the stream. Oh, no. You may have turned your desktop down. Oh, you're right. Okay. You're absolutely right. Let me bring it back up to there. All right. Zuki, give me a turkey lurkey. Test it out. Give me a lurko. Lurk. I don't think you did it right. Why is there no turkey lurkey? Maybe you can't do it twice so quick in a row? I don't know. Oh, I can only do once. Okay, well, hopefully if somebody lurks again, it'll work. All right, let me get back to the fish. I'm getting a little too distracted with the goings-on of... Goings-on? Ongoings? The doings? The comings? The whatever. Oh, there it goes. HK Xavier is a turkey lurkey. Did we hear it? Was it loud enough? I want some gobbles. I'm having a real hard time with this fish face front thing here. Because you sort of got a bump. Yeah, you know what? I didn't draw the bump. There's sort of a bump right here, which I guess is sort of the nose area or part of the other eye. It's hard to tell. Maybe, it is the other eye. There we go. Okay, so he's got that. And then I think I made the bottom of the face. The eye should be closer to the bottom of the face and larger. So I'm going to make the eye a little bit bigger. And then bring it down like here. Yeah, that's better. It's a little more accurate. Erase that, bring that up a little bit. Actually, I made this whole line. It's a correct line, but I gave it too much definition. He's been hitting the gym with his face lines, yo. Lurk. Oh, you heard it. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you for the test and the lurk. All right, so now there's a lot of scales that I feel like I should just draw in the color, but let me see. 1, 2, 3. There's like 3 rows of big ones kind of on the top behind the head, sort of like this. So I'm just going to fake it all the way back to, and then there's sort of a little distinct separation in the scale pattern there. So I'll kind of bring them back to there. Bloop, 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 bloop. Scales go bloop. All right, and then that should be filled in a little more, but I'll do that with the color. And then the ones from here back are kind of smaller, lighter, thinner. So I'll continue that, and then I'll have to go into the bottom segment belly area and make those a little different. So, and it looks kind of fades out, like it's got a bunch of scales connected, and then they sort of don't continue onto the stomach. Or they do, but they get smaller or lighter where you can't really see them. So I'm kind of just sort of faded out a little bit there. And it looks like same thing. I guess it is. It's not that they disappear. It's just that they get smaller because I feel like it's a similar thing on the back here. It starts small and gets even smaller. All right. And then on the head, I guess there's like a little bit of texture blending in. And then this kind of weird shape there. All right. Let me see if I turn this layer off. I think they made the eye a little weird. Let me turn that off. Let me change the eye a little bit. Kind of reminds me, if you've seen Shin Godzilla, there's an evolution form of how he starts. He's got these crazy googly eyes, which I guess makes sense because it's very like fish-like, because that's kind of what this is reminding me of. No, that's a little bit too big. It's weird getting a fish eye to look correct but not too cartoony. It might just be too cartoony. I might just fail. Excuse me. Bloop. Yeah, that's right. Bloop. And then I think the shape under here should come down a little bit too. Like the belly goes in, and then it goes up, and then it goes down like that. That's a little better. All right, so I'm going to stop with the drawing and go in with some color and sort of get some more definition with the color that way. So the base color is sort of a silvery greenish. So I'm going to start just by making the whole thing that color. Let me see if I could select everything around it. Contiguous. Yes, it worked. And then I will select inverse, and then I will modify, contracting it by 3 pixels, and then I will fill, and I think I'm going to miss some of it, but that got most of it right there. Those steps save me other steps. And then I'll fill this in like so. All right, so that's my base. I'll grab that, and then I'll do color on top of it. So I'll start with an almost white, like a bluish white. I'll bring my size down a bit and put that in for the eye. And I'll put that in for some of the belly, like so. Kind of bring it up going into the scales a little bit. Similar here, like so. Okay. Then I'll put a little highlight here. It's sort of a mix, but like I'm kind of doing, the color does 3 things. It's like the actual colors. Hey, it's a turkey lurkey mash dog. Do it up. We're all gobbling today. Thank you for lurks. Thank you for actives. Thank you for whatever you do, because you do it so well. So part of what I'm doing is actually setting the colors of the fish. But I'm also, there's like shine, like weird light shine, because it's underwater, so it's got like more extreme highlights and lowlights than, somebody on land would. And it's a reflective material on top of that. Plus there's, like I said, the definition of the scales I want to go in and work on a little bit. So I'm going to grab a bluish purple dark color here and make this a little smaller and go in and kind of accentuate these scales. Oops, that's way too dark, so I'm going to bring this down to 50%. That's better. And accentuate the division in the scales here with that color. Like Sizzo. Did I have that on the same layer? Oh, I have this on the same layer as the shine. Oh well, so I brought it all down. So that's fine. I'll have to put a highlight shine. I was going to do that anyway. Doop, doop, doop. So once I get done with this, I'm going to go back and try another Gazbot emote. But there's definitely going to be time for more requests. It's only 6:30. Like I said, I normally go to 7, but I'll go a little later today. I'm not sure how late. 7:15 at the least. Maybe a little longer if we get more requests or if things are rolling along. I don't think Arizuki's doing a stream today, so I'm not up against the hard deadline like I normally am. But I do want to eventually go get dinner. So, but my point was, if you have any requests other than logos, throw them out. And I think most of the shadows between the scales are really up in the front. Back here it is a little bit more of actual just shadow as opposed to division in the scale, so I don't want to go too crazy on that. I'll put a little bit here for the eye. That's better. And a few in here. This is kind of a good all-purpose shading color I've chosen, and then I'll put color over it because the fins are like different colors. I'll pop it out a little bit. Okay, so I don't want to get too much crazier. A little bit in there. All right, so then I'm going to do straight colors of like what it should be. So the fin on top is like a bluish, like a pretty vibrant blue. So I'll just go ahead and make this whole thing. I want to put this under all the other layers I just did. Oops, except for that one. So the idea here is I'm doing it quick and dirty, but I'm making it blue, but I already put a shadow and a highlight layer, so that fills it in that way. Nice star lurk. Oh, you just like turkey? Well, that's fine too. I mean, I am a fan of the turkey lurkey. It's a dumb rhyme. It's a sound effect. It's a funny animal. People like to eat it on Thanksgiving. It's a turkey. Now this, I might actually go back and put a little bit of turquoise in this. I'm going to make these completely blue, and then I'm going to erase a little bit on the top because I don't think it's, the top one is like very, very blue. These ones kind of fade into blue. And then there's actually a little bit of blue on the back here, which could be a reflection of the color from the fin, or it could be actual blue scales. I can't tell, so I'm just going to put them in and just kind of copy what it looks like. And okay, so we'll leave that, and then I'll get a little bit of the lighter turquoise, like I said, for these bottom ones, like that. Okay, maybe I'll put like a little bit on top there and a little bit back here. Okie doke. And I'm going to do a quick save since I'm spending so long on this one. I don't want to lose it halfway through. So the back fin is mostly orange. It's like a bright yellow orange that fades into a red. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Actually, I'll make the whole thing orange first. Like, oops, not the whole fish, just the whole tail. Oh, what a silly day, fish. Fish. All right. Yots. Oh, why is it? Oh, because I... no, it should be. All right, whatever. We'll do it the old-fashioned way, where I actually have to color it in by hand. There comes a point where I'm like, okay, it's easier to use the paint bucket tool, but after I try it 3 or 4 times, it would have been quicker just to color it like I just did. Okay, good. So now what I'll do is I will grab a lighter yellowy color and put that on the inside here to fade out into that orange. And then I will take a darker reddish orange to put on the other side, like so. And I already put some shadow, but I think I need to put a little bit more, like actual almost black for the color on that. Like this. Yeah, and I should have switched to brush. I'm actually doing this all with the pencil tool, so that's why you could see the lines really strongly. But whatever, I mean, it's fins. So you would see lines and fins. So there, I did it on purpose. Not really, but sure. Some fin lines there. All right, we're getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and do a highlight layer of like literal white, and I'll actually remember to switch to brush for this. And I'll put the opacity at 75, so it's good, and 25. And okay, so I want to go in with the eye, put some highlight on the eye. Oops, too much. Oh, I have this over the ink layer, which I did not mean to do. Let me put it under the ink layer. There we go. And then I'll put a little bit here. It's because, again, it's kind of silvery, so it's definitely more highlight than you'd normally see on an organic material, but silvery, fishy underwater gets super highlights. Some of these scales for sure picking up. And even a little bit on here. And back of the fish, a little bit of white highlight. A little bit in the fin. And there's sort of a trail of light going down the whole side in all these scales, like in one line there. And then it fades out a little bit as it gets further away from the middle line. Excuse me for coughing in your face. I did not mean to do that. All right, and then I'm going to take this whole thing and bring it down to 75. And then do another layer of white, but this is going to be 100% opacity white, lower size on the brush, and get some real crazy pure white highlights just along this middle line I was talking about. All right, and I think I need to put a little bit of a green tint on everything. I'm going to take this the silver color and then make it a little bit more silvery green. Switch to a brush with a soft tip, bring it down to 50% opacity, bring the brush up to 95, and then I'm just going to go ahead and lay it in over everything to kind of help with the shading, but also just to give it all a little bit more green, but not on the bottom because the belly is lighter. So I'll leave that like right where his gut is, and then I'll go back in with a soft eraser, and we're almost done. 50. Let me check the message here. Oh, hydration bot. I've been live for over an hour. I should take a sip. I've taken sips before, but I'll take another one. Although I am drinking soda, not water. Erzuki, wow, this is deluxe sketch. Yes, it is. It's not finished art, but it is more than a sketch. You're right. That's I tend to do that accidentally, but also it's we don't have a ton of people here today, and there's not a lot of requests flying around. So if I had a whole bunch more requests lined up, I'd probably be blasting through it a little faster. But I did two for me in a row, so this is really like two requests in one. And I'm gonna call the fish done, but I need to put a little bit of background. Oh, Dolly Girl, I'm glad you think it's a cute guppy. And I'll put a little bit of blue, and then I'll just put a little bit of get some blue texture in there so it doesn't look like flat, but actually like water. So bring this up bigger. Oh, that's not really what I intended, but that's fine. I'll go back in and do some erasing, and that'll make it. I'm putting it darker towards the bottom because light comes from the surface of the water down. So barring any other light sources, it's always going to be lightest at the top and darkest at the bottom. So that's what I'm doing here. But I'm going to make that 50% and then put another layer in to diffuse that a little bit. Like so. And I'm going to make this 25% because that you can see those brush strokes a little too much. So I'm going to make this lighter opacity and bigger brush stroke. Like so. Maybe I'll bring this down to 75. Okay, and I'll do one more where I'll actually be a little bit of a highlight up top. Make the brush a little smaller. I'm trying to get it. It's like 1,500. I'm like, I want like 750. Come on. This is why I hate sliders as opposed to putting numbers in. But I just typed the number in, so there we go. Okay, so highlight. And I'll take that down to 75%. Oops, not 22%. 75%. All right, so that's pretty good. And the one thing it's missing, bloops. What are bloops? Bloops are bubbles. Bubble gubbles? Bloobles. Bloob. I don't know what I'm saying. All right. Hard pressure round size, 75%. Bring it back to a manageable, let's say 10. Now let's put a little bloobles. Bloops. Probably more than you'd really actually see, but it's a little bit cartoony. Put a couple over here. Maybe there's something, a crab or something down there, and he's swimming around a little bit. I'm going to take this whole thing and bring it down to 75. And then I'll do another layer of bubbles, but this time I'll make them a little bit bluish. So maybe they're further in the background or whatever. Just trying to make it, again, look like it's in an actual environment as opposed to just floating nowhere. And I'll bring that down to 75. And we're going to be done with this chap. Although, maybe I could make the whole fish a little bit bigger. Yeah, let me see about making the fish. I'll put it in all those layers in a folder. And make the fish just a little bit bigger. Maybe tilt it down a little bit. There. All right. We're going to save this. Save as Guppy. Gupper. I'm the Gupper. All right, and I'm going to clear this off, and then I will take a look at chat real quick before I start the next thing. All right, what's going on in chat? Stay hydrated, bot. Deluxe Sketch Q. Airzuki, I like sliders. I would eat 10 of those right now. Why? Okay, random. Oh, turkey sliders, maybe? I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Dolly Girl agrees. Yummy. Speaking of which, what should we do for dinner? Airzuki wants to know. Now, that's a good fish. Thanks, Mash. White Castle sliders. Again, I don't know where White Castle sliders are coming from, but I mean White Castle, obviously. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do another Gazbot emote. So if you have any requests, queue them up, get them in the chat while I'm doing this, and afterwards I will potentially do another request. Toot 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 toot. I'm gonna take, hydration bot's right. There. Now I'm more hydrated than ever before. Let me close this reference window. All right. And thanks once again to everybody that's checking me out and helped me get the partner, including the lurkers. You're welcome to lurk and be a turkey all day long. I'm totally fine with that. But I also am open to requests and questions, too, either about my art process or whatever. I have a conversation going. That's fine. So I did okay before. Okay, let me power up, power on, power up, or power on, power up. Because I power down, so I power up. Power up, power on. But power on, I'm going to go power on. Power on, that's what I'm going to do. So let me switch my brush. So maybe like this. Maybe I could do this sort of framing with it. Power on. And I'll put a bunch of exclamation points so it matches up a little bit better as far as horizontal length. And I'll lock that, make it its own layer, and then once again try to fit in between. And I'll bring 75 opacity. Good. Everybody's talking about White Castle now. Everybody's getting hungry. Master and Mrs. White Castle. That would be great. What? I have White Castle sliders. Heck yeah, those are the best sliders. There's still White Castle in New Jersey, so we go there when we visit. That's true. And White Castle has 2 different types of vegetarian sliders, believe it or not. There's a black bean and then another like veggie patty, in addition to all the meat stuff. It's pretty crazy. Dolly Girl, I almost bought some from Walmart yesterday. There's no, oh right, the little microwavey ones. I've seen those. Yeah, there's no. We live in California. I don't think there are any White Castles around here, or at least not right where we live. All right, so power on. Maybe it's like a power on. Let me turn that off for a minute. Get some fists in the air. Wave them like, well, no, you do care because you're powering on. That's not. But we need to have like a, like energy. Analugejo. Analugejo. Any Guitar Wolf fans out there? All right. And we'll take this down to 50. And we'll do the usual thing of getting a darker color and bringing our pen size down to 40. And again, I'm not going to worry too much about the design, but I'm going to vary it a little bit up from before. This is still going to be a Gazbot, Mecha Gazbot sort of situation. Put some C-3PO kind of pipey stuff down there. Pipe, 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 pipe. Mashtar, when I go to Ohio, I get White Castle. Dolly Girl, same when I go to Illinois. So basically, everybody's going on trips to various states to get White Castle. You would think that White Castle would be able to successfully open restaurants in more states, considering how much people are going to other states and enjoying their White Castle. They also have those, I forget what they're called, but they're like mac and cheese bombs, basically. Those are pretty great. I don't like what I just did there. Let me erase that. Actually, what I prefer, this is a design element I've used before. It's super 80s, but I love it, where it's just like, inexplicably, it's sort of like a cassette tape. It's a reel-to-reel computer. It's, what is it? It's on a chest. I don't know why. There it is. All right, so then we get some armos. Maybe have those sort of, like the rubber, I don't know what you call it, but it, like all the concentric lines, like, I mean, you can see what I just drew there, where it's like a rubber, like almost like a, not an accordion. It is kind of like an accordion, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All right, so get this going, and then have some fists. It's almost like a Dragon Ball Z moment here. Oh, that hand was terrible. Let me try that again. I'm not sure what angle I'm doing here. Be in like that. Okay, that's better. And then a big old thumb. One more finger. And like that, same thing. Yeah, whatever. Those hands are terrible, but who cares? I do think I want to bring this arm up a little bit more. A little bit more drama. That's better. And then the face, I kind of gave a collar there, which I didn't do before, but again, whatever. There's no finalized designs here. And maybe eyes closed. And then a big ah. That face is not working very well at all. I'm just gonna erase that whole face. Goodbye, face. You're fired. Sorry, I was getting quiet there, and then I got loud to overcompensate. Dolly Girl wants to know, ever heard of Portillo's? I have not. Has anyone else? I'm assuming that's a restaurant of some sort? A burger place? What is it? Enlighten us. Is it Portello's mushrooms? No, it's portobello. Portello's. No, I don't think I have. But that doesn't mean we don't have them right next door. I'm not the most observant person in the world. HK Xavier says, "Don't go. Don't go." Okay. I feel like there's a story there that involves somebody getting sick or something. So clearly HK has heard of them, but does not like what they have heard or experienced. Do 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 do. Are you working on something, by the way, Xavier? I know you've been cranking out those prints lately. I think you're working on Pokemon one maybe last time I saw you. That's a better face, but it's not a Gazbot face at all. It looks more like Destro or somebody. Bring that down a little bit. Although once I put the hair on, that'll probably help. Let's see. Deli Girl, they sell beef sandwiches, LOL. So, okay, that sounds like a normal place, but I wonder what tragedy has befallen Xavier that he's warning us against going. Oops, I keep doing that. Eyes closed. There we go. Something's happening. Irzuki, you're a cheerbot. 10 sandwiches. By the end of this stream, you're going to be cheering for your cheering. All right, that kind of works. I don't love it. I think I made the chin too big. That's a little bit better. It's not terrible. I could give him some hoses. Like that's a little bit too Apocalypse, like the X-Men character. Let me see. It's also like looking angry, which isn't my intent. More just like powered up. Maybe I'll take another quick pass, but let me put some energy here, so that when I lower the opacity, I'll leave these layers in, and I'll give it like a multi-dimensional energy looking kind of situation. More textured, nuanced, if you will. But I'm going to erase all this extra gobblegooks. See you later, gobblegooks. Back up in here. Goodbye. All right, and then I'll bring this all down to 25. I'll bring this one down to 50. We'll go one more pass, and then we'll go back to request time. Yeah, we definitely got time for at least one more request. Although I don't know if I've had any, so I might be doing another emote anyway. Let's see. Xavier, they have ribs and hot dogs and a bunch of other stuff. They just aren't good quality to me. By me. So where you, like, by you, like your opinion, or where you live? I'm guessing by where you live. Well, we don't have them near us, so I'm not going regardless. Oh, I just realized there's a little pink line right there, and that is the edge of my little light that I bounce off the wall. If I turn it off, I get this dramatic lighting. Don't go. They're not good quality by me. But if I turn that on, I'm like, oh, it'll probably be okay. Like around me, LOL. Okay. Well, don't go if you live near Xavier. Otherwise, I have no opinion because I have never been, so I can't suggest anything. Yeah, that arm on the left, I should bunk out. Bunk out? That's not a thing. But I need to move it out a little bit because it's closer to the camera, and yet it looks smaller. So I'm going to do that, make it bigger. Looks smaller than the other arm. That's better. Still a lot of mistakes going on there, but we're not trying to do perfect. We're just working on designs. So going back here, and I'm going to bring this down to 20-something. Maybe I'll make this more of a straight circle. A straight circle? That's a weird way to say it. A ordinary circle, an oval, as opposed, but the other one I had kind of like a different shape that you couldn't qualify exactly as an oval or a circle. And this now I've changed it so that it is definitely just an oval. All right, and I'll go back into the... It does seem like whenever I try to draw myself as a robot, which I've done several times at this point, which I guess it's good that I go by that name then, it definitely needs like sort of a big helmet hairpiece with an exaggerated, like I don't have a mohawk, I kind of have a messy faux hawk or like a crappy pompadour. I don't even know what you call it, but that seems to be the thing, whatever else I'm doing. If I don't put that in, it doesn't look at all like me. And not that I'm going for a perfect likeness. I mean, it's a cartoon robot, representation, but that the hair, no matter what else I do, as long as I put that hair in, it looks kind of okay. Oh, I was trying to do the eyes closed, and that makes it look like they're open, but I kind of like it. I know what I should do. Hold on. Because I don't want it to look angry. I should have one of them be like wide open. Oh, both of them be wide open. Like, ah, ah. Like big old cartoon open like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. So it looks more like full of power or shocked or something as opposed to like furiously angry. And then I'll go ahead the nose. Oh, I actually put nostrils. The other one I didn't. Well, whatever. It's a work in progress. Doesn't need to match the other one that's also a work in progress. And then I could maybe on this one I could do the mouth like the ooh, like I kind of like that, but I don't know if it's too goofy. Let me see. See if I turn off those layers, like it might be too goofy, but yeah, I don't think it's what I'm going for. Dolly Girl says, I've been to a few in Illinois, I should say, the S is silent. One in Florida, and I believe there's some in California and Arizona and random places. Oh, interesting. And you've enjoyed them everywhere? Or are some not good, as Xavier would like us to believe? I say that like I don't believe him. I do believe him. Erzuki is asking me what's for those that don't know, Erzuki is my wife and we live together. So she was asking me what's for dinner earlier. But what she doesn't realize is I'm the one that's streaming. So if she has ideas for dinner, I can't think about dinner and drawing and requests and port noise. Wait, not port noise. What is it called? I don't know. Erzuki, if you're still watching, you tell me what's going on for dinner. You tell me. I think she said pizza? No. I'm kidding. She didn't say anything, but she knows whenever it's up to me, I'm like, if you ask me what I want to eat, it's always like, are we going out to eat? Okay, IHOP. Are we getting food to take in? Okay, pizza. And then, and if we're cooking, then it's something different. But like, if it's going out to eat or getting takeout, those are like the two that I always go to. So I could be annoying that way, but I'm also very predictable and very, very easy. I'm always ready. I'm locked and loaded with my answers. I like to go other places too. Those are just my go-tos. Erzuki, wow, reversal. That's right. It's like we're playing Uno. Reverse, draw two, wild card, reverse, skip you. Erzuki, I was just asking what you want for dinner. Blah. Taco Bell? Nope. Taco Bell's not pizza or IHOP. I could get you Taco Bell if you want, or I could cook something. I guess we could talk about it later when we're not on stream. I just meant that you could figure out dinner while I'm streaming so that when I'm done, it could be like straight into food. Like, see you later, everybody. Wah! In my face with the foods. But we could put a little delay on it. I like the big gauntlet hands too, like bigger than they need to be, where it's almost like, can you move your wrist with an arm like that? Like very Mazinger Z, a little bit of Mega Man situation. Okay. Spent a little too bit long on this one. I'm trying to figure a few things out with posing and anatomy in addition to just the design. But I kind of like where it's going. I mean, I'm sort of trying to figure out my first emote, but I do get 3. So maybe like I'll be like, well, that was the runner-up. That's the second one. And then maybe I could just make 3, and then over time, if I want to improve them or change them later, I can. But I'll at least have 3 ready to go, 3 done, I should say. There's 2 pieces there, and I accidentally drew 3. Drew through. Wow, hi. 1, 2. Yeah, so the other one kind of goes up like that. Let's see what's going on. Erzuki says, draw pizza. Be right back. I'm going to sneeze. Wow, that was a sneeze. That was intense. Thank you. Dolly Girl, I did not like the one in Florida. They've actually changed owners, though, over the years, so I think the quality varies with the owners. That makes sense. Have pizza for dinner tonight. Bless you. Thank you, and thank you. I don't think we're going to have pizza, but, who knows? Who knows? I would never say no to it. I would never say no to it. No. Even if it's bad pizza, I like bad pizza. I like good pizza, bad pizza. The only pizza... No, even bad pizza I would still take. I'd be like, oh, this isn't great. Hump, hump, hump. Erzuki came back. Oh my god, you put a Santa hat on Ant-Man. Yeah, I did. I got a bunch of little Santa hats. I was decorating the house, and I got a bunch of little Santa hats. Actually, I have them right here. On Amazon for pretty cheap, and they're exactly. Let me show you something. Sorry, I'm gonna step away here because I have one within grabbing distance. I could show you, and I have a lot of action figures. So here I have. This is a Sentai Power Ranger type figure. This is Tokyo Gogo, and I put a little Santa hat on her, and I've done that throughout the house, and I'm very happy about that and proud of that. It's a way to make our everyday decorations become holiday decorations. All right, let me get back to this guy here. And okay, yeah, so it's about 7. Normally I'd be wrapping up, but as I said, I'm going a little later. So if I have a request, throw it out and I will do it. If I don't have a request, or I think there were some requests. I can't remember now. I'll double check. But if I have a request, great. I'll do a request. If not, I'll do one more emote pass, concept pass after this. But I'm almost done with this one. Oh, I forgot about the lettering up top. I should probably take a look at that again. Because I turned it off so I could see what I was doing here more. Oh, I forgot about his mouth. Yeah, I guess I kind of like that. Give myself better cheekbones than I really have, but that's fine. That's Robot Gaz. It's not real Gaz. It's Gazbot. It's Robot Gaz. It's Gazbot. All right, so if I put the words on, yeah, I need to like work on that or pull a font in or something, but that kind of works. Let me bring it up top here. Unlock it. Let me just put some blue or something behind it to pop it out. Oops. Underneath it. Yeah, there we go. And I want this 100% and make it a little bit bigger. Blue is probably not a great choice, but whatever. Power on. I don't think this would be necessarily good for my... Yeah, I don't know. See, because the first one is the one that people get if they subscribe for $5 or use their Amazon free subscription. So that's the one that most people will be able to use. I'll be able to use all 3, so it doesn't matter to me what order they go in. Maybe what I should do is make 3 and let people vote on which one they would want to be the first one or something. Because I want the one that's like most usable and most people that most want to use be the one that they get, at the first tier. I don't want it to have to be like, oh, you got to subscribe to the high tier to get it. I want everybody to get the easily. Let me put in some black here. I think, because this one, I think what I'll do is I won't make it a square, but I will have black fading into, like, so I'll have heavy black and then fade it out. I'll have to play around with it. I'm not going to do it right now, but yeah, but then again, yeah, if it's not, well, I guess what I'll have to do is do a balance between black and white. So if they have dark mode or not dark mode, it'll be black and white lines coming out and it'll work either way, but so that it fades in like just like an impact blast either way, which I'm not quite succeeding at here. I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit. And I'll have to put some color in here too, but I'm not going to do that right now. I will do a quick shadow layer. Oh, I should bring the opacity on these down. Bring that down to 10. Bring that down to 25. I do think changing the eyes was a good idea. And this is the shadow layer. Okay, 50. So I guess if the power is emanating from him, then he would just sort of have shadow on the outside of him a little bit. I'd have to play with that to make sure that tracks logically the way the shadows fall, but whatever, I'll just put it in there for now. And then maybe bring it to 25. And then I would do whatever color his eyes, I guess right now his eyes are yellow, so we'll pretend they're still yellow. And then I do kind of like a blast out of the eyes like this. But I'll bring that down to 50. Something like that. Needs work, but that's not a bad concept in general. All right, so I'm going to save this and move on. We'll call that Gaz 4? 3? I don't know, I'll say 4 just to be safe. And I'm going to erase all this stuff. Glutes. All right, I'm going to take a sip. Erzuki, I think I found a new pizza place for us to try. A few people from New York City dropping good reviews for it. And a cheer. I don't know if it's a cheer for the pizza place or the hat or the fact that you cheered earlier, but I can't believe that we might get pizza tonight. I was only kidding. I don't know if you mean tonight or in general, but you know how it is when it gets brought up. It's kind of dangerous. So careful that you should not talk about it anymore unless we're getting pizza. That's all I'm saying. All right. So let me check to see what we got with requests for the final thing here. Dig Guppy. Oh, another cheer. Another Azuki cheer. Thank you for all the cheers. You're cheering for pizza, and we're having pizza because you brought it up. Basically, if you want to drive 20 minutes to pick it up, we could try this place. I don't care. I'll drive 100 minutes. All right, I'm just checking the chat now for requests. Nothing is jumping out as being all caps, so I'm trying to read it a little bit. You know what? Hydration bot is right. Don't go. Reversal. Draw pizza. I'm not going to draw a pizza. I don't think that was a real request anyway. Have pizza. Having pizza is better than drawing pizza. Pizza. 100 for pizza. You're going cheer crazy. You're a monster of cheer. Thank you very much. You're going to be #1 cheer forever. Pizza. All right. I feel like I have a half serious request for pizza, and that's it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an emote concept involving pizza. That's what I'm going to do. I have another request. Oh, do I? Airzuki. Get out of here. I'm not going to be able to do an emote for you real quick as a sketch. That'd have to be like a real thing. Here, look. Here's yours. It's a little cat. And it's like, yay, I'm Airzuki. Yay. I'm jumping. Yay. Zuki. There you go. All right, but for serious, let me switch up my brushers. Brush. And yeah, I was taking this as kind of silly, but you know, pizza time is not such a bad idea for an emote that people might enjoy. Maybe I could, what if could I, like, 'cause since I'm a robot, I could have like my stomach be like a pizza oven. Is that too weird? And then like have a pizza coming out of it. Be like, yeah, pizza time. I don't know if that translates. And then I put the problem with these emotes is there's so little space. So like I feel like I need a big huge area to convey like what I wanted it to be. Like me as a robot with a oven in my stomach that's a pizza, and I'm selling pizza time. It's like that might just be too much. Or I guess I could just draw it really small. Like do a full body. Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I do it like a small body like this. Now we're really getting to some concept work. But I'm like shooting them out like that old Ninja Turtles toy, like shooting pizzas out of my stomach. I'd be like, pizza power. I might be onto something there. I see some chat flurries. Let me take a quick pause. Gazbot, affiliate hype. What? Thank you. Oh, look at see that emote is very close to the one I was just working on before, but it doesn't say like power up or anything like that. But the way the black is blending in looks really good on the chat I have in dark mode, and I wonder what I guess if it's a PNG then it's clear and it would okay whatever. I'm getting into the nuts and bolts. Airzuki saying hello, sketch concept. Wow, can I reverse cheer? Listen, Zooks, if you need me to do an emote for you, I will. But I not a sketch emote right here now. I'm incorporating pizza. That was your request. Bit refund. Pizza emotes for you is a good idea, but will it make you angry if you can't? Oh, that's a good point. It might make me angry if I can't eat pizza when I see it. Wouldn't be visible as an emote. You could do the Gazbot face holding a slice next to your face. Yeah, how would you like seeing all the emotes by Staging? His emotes are amazing. Yes. Do it. Do it. Fill it up. This is a emote heavy total request live. We only had one straight request. Everything else has been some form of emote work. But I think I could survive seeing the pizza even if I can't always have it. Although I was gonna say it'll always be Friday, but it won't always be Friday. So I was like Friday could just be pizza day, but no, probably not. But I do think I'm onto something with making the body smaller. Oops, 75. There we go. Oh my gosh, so many. I can't even. The ones in the front row are blocking the ones in the back row. Very, very anime looking with like nice color and cell shading and stuff. That's cool. They must be like partner plus to have that many. All right. Oops. I keep doing that. 75. Oh, there we go. So kind of blast. Yeah, I keep that. I'm definitely thinking of there. I forget what was it called. It was a Ninja Turtles toy from the 90s, and it was called like it shot pizza, and it was you could put batteries in it, and it literally shot little like disc frisbees, and it had a name. It was I want to say it was just like pizza thrower, but I feel like it should have been sewer surfing pizza thrower. Like it should have had some more of a Ninja Turtle-y kind of name that maybe I'm forgetting. But that's what I'm picturing here of like, ready for pizza? Yeah! I just like, start flying out. And then like people coming by like chomp, 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 like sharks jumping out of the water. I wonder, what they need to do is allow GIFs. Because that would be great because I could have like just a GIF of the pizza like cho. I'm surprised they don't actually. I bet you that's going to be something they introduce soon is GIFs. It's the more every time I say GIF, I'm like, why is that not a thing already? That's crazy. I'm sure the computing power and like the stream and whatever could handle it. Maybe that's just one of those things that they're waiting until they need to like, oh, Twitch subscriptions are down. People are not really digging it. Let's introduce GIFs as our new thing. Of course, I also don't know what I'm talking about. I don't understand technology at all. I just feel like it seems like they could do it. Airzuki doesn't think something this zoomed out will work. Gazpacho, he gets an average of 300 viewers. That's awesome. And Gazpacho, it's just called a pizza thrower. Okay, so it is just a pizza thrower. I guess I gave it too much credit for its bizarro naming that I expect something else. This might not work, Airzuki, you're right, but I'm going down this path anyway, so we'll see where we get to. Actually, that arm looks stupid. I mean, maybe I could do it and then zoom in just to like this area or something, but I'm just like I said, I'll continue down this path. This is all just brainstorming. That's fine. Have a big mouth open because I'm like yelling pizza. And look, suddenly it's me. I like the idea of a cape too, but that's not gonna work. All right, so then we'll kind of make this dark. We'll make the whole thing dark actually. Maybe put like a pipe up top with like smoke because I'm like an oven in this scenario. All right, I don't want to get too crazy on the rest of it, but then the pizzas coming out like that. Maybe more going this way too. That's too many. That's just chaos. Let me try that again. Leave the one in the oven, in the chest oven, whatever you want to call it. Erase some there. Okay, that one's for sure. But I guess we'll have a sort of an arc trajectory, kind of like if you draw bullets, where they get larger and they're ascending because they're like frisbees. It's still not quite right, but good enough. The problem is this would be like the bottom of the pizzas, and I want to show the top. So I'll kind of. This is not how it would really work. And they all have pepperoni apparently. Well, for now, just to make it clear. I feel like cartoon pizzas always have pepperoni. And then let me do another layer. Actually, I'll get rid of that layer. I'll do another layer on top for the pizza power to see if I could fit that. Do a different color, maybe like a reddish color. Let me check the chat. Spatio, yes, for an emote, you need to be very close to the main point or it'll be barely visible. Dolly Girl, might as well get crazy. You are literally a pizza man. It's true. Now I want to order pizza. That's how I am. I feel you. If you are what you eat, then... So I could do... That's actually terrible. All right, well, okay, I'll tell you what. We'll go with what you guys are saying. Let me zoom this in some. Maybe I could do it like that, where I'm cropping it, and then just throw in up here like... It's not quite right either. Maybe I have to make it more of a like an angled, like I don't know what I can't think of the word, but like this where it ascends up. I did that badly, but I think you get what I'm saying. The whole thing would be in this shape. Okay, here we go. Pizza. Man, I'm doing terrible. This is why fonts are good. Pizza, and then one down here similarly. So almost like they're being shot out as well. It could be pizza power or pizza time. Not great. I think this closer looks better. Dolly looks pretty good. Well, thank you, Dolly. I definitely, I mean, there's something here, but I'm not quite getting it. Let me see what time it is. Okay, doing okay. It's a little after 7, but not 7:30 yet. Maybe, what if I make it like behind the character? Let me turn this off for a second and just, if I did pizza, we'll go pizza time for this one. But I keep it very vertical and bring it down like that. Make the pizza match time a little bit more. Oops. Come on, pizza. Oops. Shift into it. There we go. We'll erase there. And then we put it, oops, not that one, this one. That might work. That might work. Make it a little bit bigger. Or I could have that be in the front so that the main point is, hey, it's saying pizza time, but then in the background you see this mech Gazbot. Oh, that's a weird color. Let me just do it like a yellow for now. And a nice big flute, 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 flute. Do pizza colors like that, sort of the red and yellow. There's potential. There's potential. Because then you are mostly seeing it say pizza time, and if you don't quite see what the image behind it is supposed to be, it's not ruining the intent. Let me see if I could. Well, I guess let me put some color. See if that changes it at all. Excuse me. Let's see what chat says. Nothing new. Okay. So I'll do that. Here, I'll just make him all blue for now. Only problem is I cropped it so his one arm was sort of behind him, and then the other arm was off the page. So now I need it to be. I guess I could do up like this. Like, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me just quick put some lines over that so you could tell it's supposed to be his arm. Bring that down. Boop. Something like, there's that gauntlet again. Although I don't want to keep using the same exact hand up pose, but yeah, that's very similar if I do it like that. Whatever, I'm not going to worry about that now. But I could do smoke coming out maybe. Like this to further kind of push everything coming out like hot. Oh, wait, better yet. Okay, let me undo that. Let me turn off pizza time for a minute. Pizza time! That's from the video game. That's why I was sticking out in my head. Merge down. The Turtles video game, I mean, the old one. Alright, so I could have the smoke coming directly from the pies that are ejecting. So they'll help tie them to him more. Maybe I could even do another one down here, which I didn't want to do, but if I'm putting the pizza time over it, it's not as big of a deal how accurate it is. All right, so there's that, and then I put, oops, actually I can get rid of that one. Pizza time. Needs work, but there's potential. I like the concept of what I'm trying to do more than how it's actually coming out. I wonder if it's just a matter of, again, not worrying about the background art as much as the message of pizza time. Let me go ahead and draw like a bigger outline, like make this all one shape. Pizza time. This. And then I'll put white in there. Oops, I did that on the same layer. All right, whatever. It'll be fine. We'll make it work, everybody. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so white, 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 and a little bit of background white. Background white. Background white. I'm wiping on the white. It's the background white. Okay. Merge that down. Merging down. Merging down. All right, enough of that. That might be part of the answer. Might be too much, but I think I'm going to stop working on this, but I think that it could become something. Oh, what's going on in chat? Nothing. Dolly Girl looks pretty cool. The Who Gaming. Yo, hey, Who Gaming. Erzuki says, hey. The Who, like the singing group or Doctor Who? Very good question. The Who Gaming says, a little bit of both. All right. So, like a rock and classic rock kind of doctor, like I want to say Peter Capaldi, but he was more of a punk rock doctor. But we can figure it out. Both is good. Spider-Man. Guys, focus on drawing. He'll chat in a minute. It's true. I was focused on drawing, and I am chatting in a minute. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop with this emote, and I'll do one more request. If I'll do a quick one because about 10, 12 minutes, and I'll be done. So if anybody wants to throw a request out, now is the time. And I'll get rid of this concept for now. Group and contents. I'm going to take a sip of soda. So, is Spider-Man a request, or are you just randomly saying Spider-Man? Did I miss something? I might have missed something. Dolly. Dolly said Spider-Man. I'm going to scroll up, see if I missed anything else. Boop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 doop. Oh, yeah, we're going for almost 2 hours, so that's not too bad. Well, if Spider-Man is a request, I think it's the only one. So maybe I'll just do a quick Spider-Man head and call it a night. I'm going to change my canvas size here, actually. Canvas size. Change it to 6x9. Proceed. Gloop. Let's see. I guess from the Who Gaming. Anyways, hey, met you at Ranger Stop. I was the Kiva cosplayer. Oh, still those prints I got from you. Awesome. Well, thanks for checking me out. Thanks for buying the prints. And yeah, that's really cool that you managed to find me on Twitch. I don't think I was even streaming on Twitch at that time. I just started in the last month or so. And Dolly Girl, I said Spider-Man because when you added the lines to the pizzas, it reminded me of the web Spider-Man throws out. Ah, prints. Oh yeah, I know what you meant. Well, I'm gonna do Spider-Man anyway because just to give it a nice ending. Haven't done Spider-Man in a little while. Oh boy, Erzuki, thanks for the cheers. Some robots for a Gazbot. Oops, that is not the opacity I want. I want 75% opacity. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna bring this and that. There we go. So we'll just do a Spidey. We want black Spidey? No, because you were talking about web, so we'll do it classic red and blue Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's the one we'll go for. I like that. I'm actually partial to the black suit Spidey. Not that I don't like the classic one, but I don't know. I always thought the black was, I don't know, it's just cool. Like the way, I think it has to do with the artists who draw it, like where a lot of my favorite artists drew when he wore black. So I think that informs it a little bit. All right, bring that down to 25. Do another layer on top. And bring this down to 25. And is there, because Spider-Man, that's true too. Is there ever a reason not to draw Spider-Man? No, also good points. Dolly Girl, now here's the question. Are you drawing American Spider-Man or Japanese Spider-Man? And Who Gaming, Spider-Man! I am doing the American version. Yeah, I have drawn the Japanese version, and I like the Japanese version, but yeah, I was just going classic style. Classic, well, the other thing is even the American, red suit Peter Parker version has a few different versions. I like when he has like the bigger eyes personally. I don't know who started. I mean, Todd McFarlane definitely is credited with drawing with big eyes, but I don't even know if he was the first because the really old Spider-Man had eyes a lot closer to the Japanese Spider-Man where they were almost just like that big, and then over time they got bigger and then it became kind of depending on what artist is drawing them. But I'm definitely partial to the bigger ones, and I like when, even though it makes no sense, when they change shape to show his expressions, like, which again, it why would it do that? How could it do that? But through the magic of comics, having the bigger eyes allows you to play with it more like that. Who Gaming? My friend actually has the Supai Demand Mecha toy, and it's just great. Is it the I know they had one like way back when from like the 70s or 80s, and then they had one that came out a couple of years ago. Which one is? I mean, either way, it's awesome. But I'm curious which one it is. I don't have a version of it at all myself. I have the bootleg DVD set of the whole series, but that's not quite the same. Right, when you're doing the webs on the mask, one thing I learned, it's a simple thing, but before I knew it, I'd always get it wrong. They all emanate from kind of the bridge of the nose area between the eyes, and then the webs go in between them. But when you get to the middle, there's no webs. It's almost like a blank spot in the middle there, and it's weird because you don't think about it. But one day I realized that that's kind of how the mask works, and as soon as I learned that, I was like, oh, now it it looks right every time I do it now. Whereas previous, it would kind of look like, oh, I drew a bunch of lines and webbing, and you can tell it's Spider-Man. But like once I figured that little trick out, and it's not that I invented it. I think that's what almost all Spider-Man artists do. But once I figured it out or it clicked in some way, it made it a lot easier. Similarly, the webbing on other parts of his body go like on his fingers, it's just circles. It's not actual webs, and it's like there's a lot of weird little tricks to do in his suit. I don't know all of them, but I know more than I used to. And I don't even actually think we're gonna see much of the blue in this because of the way I cropped it. So I think we're just gonna see the red shoulders. That's fine. I'll put a little bit of shadow there. And kind of these lines too, which again, what are they? I don't know. Is because it's not like they're glass. I think. Oh, let me turn this bottom layer off. I think. What did I do here? I think I don't know why I made that 2 layers. Let me merge those. I think I need to do a little bit more black around the eyes though. Having the big white is good, but need the outline still. Oh, it's the original. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he showed it to me the other day, and it has simultaneously the largest sword I've ever seen on a mecha and the tiniest shield. I never thought of that. That's pretty funny. I read a thing somewhere where talking about, I don't know if it probably doesn't count Gundam and things like that, but talking about like Sentai mecha, Tokusatsu, like live action, like Power Ranger kind of mecha and robos, that Leopardon, the Spider-Man's mecha, is the most powerful there is. And the metrics are probably skewed because, if people are fighting more powerful villains, then, how do you really check it? But the main reason they said that was because it's the only mecha that pretty much beats every villain in one hit with taking no damage. They just pull out the sword vigor, fwa, and it's almost every single fight, it's like one hit done. And so they're like, I guess he's just the strongest mecha there is. And I think I made the Spider-Man head a little bit too tall. I'm just gonna grab right down the middle here. That's the beauty of digital. And then I'm gonna just squash it. Oops, not that way. I need to hit shift. Squash it down just a little bit. And I think that makes it look a little bit better. A little bit more like there's a human under the head, which I mean, when you're drawing a mask, you could kind of approach it like, well, whatever, the mask is the face and who cares? Or you could approach it like, could someone's face be under there? I kind of split the difference and I want it to be plausible. Like, here, I'll show you what I mean. I'll pick blue. So like, if I was drawing a person under the mask, kind of be like the nose would be here, the eyes would be here, the mouth would be here, ears, but the ears are flattened down, and then there's the head with like some hair. So it's not perfect proportions in anatomy, but it kind of matches up. And you can get more cartoony and not worry about it at all, or you could be like super precise like Alex Ross. I'm somewhere in the middle, maybe like a Mark Bagley or somebody like that. I'll throw a little bit of color, and then we'll be done, I think. I don't want to get too crazy on this. So we'll go some bright, bright red. And I'll just outline. Oops, still at 75, 100%. Outline the whole thing. Do 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 do. Dooba doop booba doop. Who Gaming? Yeah, the sword is the size of a larger than average letter opener, and the shield is almost smaller than the hand it's holding. That's amazing. A larger than average letter opener. What a great measurement that is. Not like, it's like 10 feet tall or it's 3 inches. Like a larger than average letter opener. I want to find a way to use that measurement. How big is the car? Well, it's about 15 lengths of larger than average letter openers. Nah, see, it doesn't work. You found the exact right way to be able to use it. Kudos. Kudos to your usage of an odd measurement. that I am jealous of. All right, put some white in the eye bones. They're not bones. You know what I mean. Why is this still... Hold on, what kind of brush am I using? I'm using the wrong brush. There we go. I was still getting some bleed through because I was on the soft brush instead of the hard brush. He's Spidey Man. Marvela, change Leopardon. I am the emissary of hell. That's not how it goes. All right, I'll put a little bit of shadow bots. Let's do it. Let's do a heavy shadow. Let's pretend that there's like some serious business. I'm not going to do the raised webbing. The movies have the raised webbing, but this is comic book style where it's just printed on. So, he's got this heavy shadow, like something just off camera is lighting him up pretty bright. There we go. But if I'm doing that, I'm going to have to put some on the white. Now, I could decide to leave the white completely white, like standing out, which is a totally valid choice, and I've done it that way before. But I think for this, I'm going to go ahead and give him a shadow anyway. Just for the style I'm kind of going for right here. More of a, I don't know. I don't want to say noir. That's not quite right. I think I should put a little bit more of this dark red. Maybe over here. A little bit there. And just break it up a little bit so it's not such a perfect line. Okay, that's better. And then I'll give it a background, something dark. Not quite black, but close to. That's too red. I should have made it more of a blue. Okay. There we go, that's better. And then I'll put a little bit of highlight. What's going on in chat here? Mashstar, that's a nice Batman drawing. Thanks. A lot of people wouldn't recognize this as Batman. You could definitely tell that Bruce Wayne is under the mask in this picture, posing as Spider-Man for a costume party. Airzuki says, "Oh, Mash," and Mash says, "Lol." And scene. So yeah, we're drawing a Batman, and he's a good Batman. He clings to walls and loves his aunt Alfred, and they live together in the X Mansion, and they fight Titans. All right, I think I went a little crazy with the highlight there. Maybe I don't want to highlight. I don't even know. I think I like it on the shoulder there. I think I just need to do a little bit less. Just a little more of a quick, yeah, that's better. And then what I want to do is put a Spidey sense in the background. And I'll do that with a bright yellow with a little bit of orange tinge. And go Spidey sense. Boop. Nope, I want it thicker than that. And I want it at 100% opacity. So we'll go 47, 100%, and go, wah, I'm a Spidey sense. I'm a Spidey sense. My sense of Spidey is tingling by minute. I might be doing too many. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just redo that. I went a little nuts here. Let me pretend the middle is where that nose is like I did with everything else. I think that'll help center it. And then I'll just fill in the gaps like pretending it's a clock. So it's a little bit more evenly spaced. Which it doesn't have to be, but that's how I want it. Flutes. Yeah, say it's... Sometimes giving yourself a little structure helps. Yeah, not perfect. What did I do wrong there? I think it's these two. These two got weird. 1 second. So, wah. There we go. And then I'll just put a little one there. Good enough. Good enough. We'll call that done. I'm going to save that. And it's kind of coming towards the end of the road here. Let me see what time. Yeah, it's about 7:30. So I started a little late, but I went a little late. And we got about 2 hours total. Let's see if we miss anything in chat here. The Who. I'm going to Photoshop. What do I say? I'm going to Photoshop Alfred's. Sorry, a window just popped up. I'm going to Photoshop Alfred's face onto Ambe's body now, and no one can stop me. Alfred. Yeah, no one can stop you. I'm going to move this over here real quick. And I'm going to prepare a raid as we're getting ready to close out. But while I'm doing that, I want to thank you all for checking in. Thank you for anybody that did a request, anybody that just laughed along and chatted. Thanks to all the lurkers. Thanks to everybody that has followed me and watched and helped me get to affiliate. This is my first stream as an affiliate, and I will be working on some emotes so that if people want to give me their hard-earned subscriptions or their easily earned Amazon Prime subscriptions, they will get some emotes for their trouble very soon. But none of that is necessary. Just hanging out and chatting, lurking, whatever is totally awesome. I very much appreciate it. Let me see who is available for raid. There's a lot of art people here. Improved AI. I might. Oh, thanks for the cheer, Zooks. Dolly, you're welcome for the awesome sketches. Thank you for the awesome viewing. Should I send us to another art channel or to a? I'm gonna send. I'm gonna send it to a gaming channel for Tact Ops because I think he could use some followers. And I'm going to say, I know after a raid a lot of people jump out, and that's cool. But if you want to give him a follow before you jumped out to help him get to affiliate, I would appreciate it. It definitely helped me when people would raid. It helped me get to my affiliate status. So if you want to pay it forward, that would be cool. Oh, unrecognized command. I did it wrong. Sorry. I'm still bad at this stuff. TAC. TAC. People that have like zeros and stuff in there. Is it a 0 or is it a big O? Maybe it's a big O. No, it's a 0. TAC Ops. I don't have permission to perform that action. I am having trouble here. Oh, I know. Sorry. I always end with like, what am I doing? What's happening? I can't figure out how to do my life. All right, we're going to try this one more time and then I'm going to stop. Okay. So, raid. That was my fault. That didn't count. That didn't count. Okay, I think it's working now. Sorry. This is such an anticlimactic ending. But like I said, I do appreciate everybody that has done everything for me since the beginning of time until 1 second ago. And I think I have it now. Let's see. Okay, we got it. We're going to raid in just a few seconds. And yes, Pisa. Pisa is happening. But in 3 seconds, we're going to TAC Ops, and I'm powering down. Thanks very much. This is Gazbot, powering down.